Back to you.
All right, Ginger, thank you. We'll see you in a few. Tonight, new video shows the moment that a local Republican leader says that he was assaulted at a community meeting. Gilbert police are investigating, but so far no charges have been filed.
12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra explains what happened.
What happened has no place in any political arena, especially not in LD14.
An East Valley Republican group meeting turned combative Monday night.
It's an unfortunate event.
Ending with Republican Chairman Andrew Adams allegedly being struck in the face.
I hit my nose with what I believe is his forehead.
Adams says Republican Representative Lauren Hendricks was speaking about his campaign for re-election when two attendees interrupted.
They kind of were standing up, they were screaming at Lauren, they were screaming, and they seemed to be kind of moving towards the stage.
Adams asked them to stop. He says they didn't, so instead he asked them to leave. That's when Adams says one assaulted him.
Basically gets on his tiptoes, he says, F you, and he headbutts me.
Adams identified that man as Nathan Hunsaker, the husband of Lani Hunsaker, who's running for a House seat in Legislative District 14 against Hendricks. In a statement, Hunsaker tells me Adams forcefully removed her husband and her supporters from the meeting, adding, quote, however, under no circumstance did anyone physically attack him in any way. Both Adams and Hendricks say they're considering pursuing orders of protection. In a statement, Hendricks says we are all human and have strong emotions, but debate must not evolve into violence. In Gilbert, Gabriela Becerra, 12 News.
Okay, Gabby, thanks. Tonight, a Scottsdale couple is accused of being at the center of a $900 million healthcare scam that targeted dying hospice patients.
The Department of Justice said that the suspects used a large chunk of that money to fulfill their lavish lifestyle. 12 News journalist Chase Golightly is joining us live in Scottsdale outside of one of the homes that the authorities say they purchased with that money. Chase?
Caribe Market's a beautiful $6 million home that sits right next to Camelback Mountain, but while the lights are on, the owners aren't home. That's because they were arrested and charged with fraud. They're known as the Scottsdale Power Couple that live a life of luxury. But the Department of Justice claims all that luxury for Jeffrey King and Alexandra Gerke came from the pockets of the taxpayer in a massive healthcare scheme that lasted 2 years. According to this federal indictment, the couple, through companies they owned, caused nearly $1 billion worth of fraudulent claims to Medicare, targeting terminally ill hospice patients by giving them unreasonable and unnecessary skin grafts. The document claims some patients died the day of the procedure.
It is outrageous. And it's really disgusting.
Dana Kennedy, the Arizona director of AARP, has covered countless Medicare fraud cases before, but has never seen anything like this.
The fact of what they did with the money is also outrageous.
She's talking about the $330 million King and Gerke reportedly received in illegal kickbacks. Money prosecutors say was used to fund their lavish lifestyle, including the purchase of this Scottsdale home. Neighbors tell me they didn't know much about the couple, just that they moved into this $6 million home a few months ago. But what they did notice is all the luxury cars they had parked in the driveway, like a $300,000 Ferrari and multiple high-end Mercedes-Benzes that have all now been seized, including their Scottsdale home, another home in Tempe, high-end watches, gold bars, jewelry, and $52 million taken from multiple bank accounts, leading to a grand total of more than $70 million seized. For the Scottsdale couple, it ended at Phoenix Sky Harbor. Authorities say they were just about to board a flight heading out of the country when they were finally arrested. Now, the big question tonight is, where's the rest of the money? Well, prosecutors addressed that, saying that there's still tens of millions of dollars that they haven't yet seized, and it's actually still in the possession of these suspects. So when one of them asked to be released from jail ahead of their trial, prosecutors said, no, that shouldn't happen. They're a major flight risk because they still have that money. And also, when authorities were searching the belongings, they found books on how to disappear and also how to delete your digital footprint. We'll continue to follow this case as it develops. We're in Scottsdale tonight. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
All right, very interesting story. Thanks so much, Chase. A scary situation for many people near Coolidge today after a hazmat situation forced evacuations. Heritage Environmental Services tells us that a trailer at their facility containing some hazardous materials started smoldering and then later caught fire. Those materials were later determined to be solvent wipes and rags. They haven't said what type of solvent it was. The evacuation orders were lifted around 2 p.m.
He was killed and later found zip-tied and stuffed in a barrel. But who would do something like that? Well, now, 4 years later, the man charged with murdering Lee Rice is set to go to trial 1 week from today. 12 News journalist Bianca Bono has been following the case. She spoke with the victim's mother, who's been hoping for justice ever since her son's murder.
Colleen Rice has been fighting for her son. She's written letters to judges, to the county attorney. She's done multiple interviews, and now all of her hard work has led her here. She's 1 week away from the start of the trial for the man accused of killing her son.
You wear it every day?
Yeah. Colleen Rice keeps a part of her son Lee with her every day.
One of them has the ashes.
It's been nearly 4 years since Lee was murdered. And Tuesday night, Colleen is in Scottsdale for a Parents of Murdered Children meeting, a group that nobody wants to be a part of. But it's a group that's helped her get to this point.
It's just a safe place where everybody knows why we're here.
In October of 2020, weeks before Lee's 35th birthday, police found his body zip-tied inside of a barrel in a Phoenix home. Alfredo Gutierrez was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. But days before his trial was set to begin, the state's key witness was deported and the case was dismissed. The state tried bringing charges again, but couldn't track down the witness. As the years went by, the emotional roller coaster continued for Colleen. So she started speaking out, writing letters to the county attorney's office, demanding justice for her son.
It's just hard to believe that I've kind of walked in a fog these last 3 years.
Now, Colleen is hoping third time's a charm because the witness has been found and Gutierrez has been charged with second-degree murder. In 1 week, his trial is set to begin.
I'm nervous. I am nervous. I am scared.
Colleen is mentally preparing herself for what will be a painful process.
I think what's going to hit me really is a trial. Yeah. That's going to decimate me.
In these final days leading up to the trial, Colleen will be at the National Conference for Parents of Murdered Children. She's grateful for the timing.
They have all these different classes, like they'll have a grief class.
As soon as she gets back, she's ready to be in court every day. And while she may never understand why her son's life was senselessly taken, she's hopeful justice will finally be served.
I hope it gets 20 to 25.
Alfredo Gutierrez has also been charged with aggravated assault and kidnapping. He's pleaded not guilty, and again, his trial is set to begin next Tuesday. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
All right, Bianca, thank you. Coming